Hello and welcome to Wednesday with Wee Ones in the Kitchen. My name is Pam Mills. I'm a dynamic health coach for health conscious peeps of all ages. Our mission is to teach you how to eat healthy and enjoy the things that you love to eat. Today we are doing banana nut muffins with no refined or natural sugars added except bananas. So I have a recipe for you and we will post that at the end of this video. But I've started out with 3 cups of bananas. The best way to do this is take those bananas that are ripe and peel them, mash them up, and put them in a freezer in a 3-cup bag. So you already have your 3 cups, so when you're ready to make the banana muffins, all you have to do is defrost them and empty them into a bowl, and so they're all ready to go. So first we're going to add our 4 eggs. If you've got little ones that love to crack the eggs, I would recommend that you crack them in a bowl first, just in case there's no extra shells in there. So we're gonna put the eggs in. And I think this is great. When you're cooking with little ones, it's so nice to just measure everything out first and then have them dump it in, especially if they're little. If they're a little bit older, this is a good math lesson of teaching them what a 1/2 cup is, or a 1/4 cup, or a teaspoon versus tablespoons. So get them involved. Depending on their age, you know your kids, what's gonna work best. So the next thing we're gonna do is our nut butter. This is almond nut butter that I actually made just a couple hours ago. And we have a video on how to make nut butter, super easy. I use broken up almonds and you just roast them first. We're gonna add 1/2 cup of almond butter with my handy dandy measuring cup. Gotta get my muscle workout here. That almost comes off perfectly clean. All right, and then the best thing to use for this is ghee. If you don't know what ghee is, we will also have a video on how to make ghee, but I actually just bought this from Costco. Super easy. So we're gonna put the ghee in there next. And this is 4 tablespoons of ghee or oil of your preference. You can use coconut oil. Some people don't like to use coconut oil when they're cooking because it does have a taste. So that is an option. So we're gonna blend this together first to get this all mixed up. Okay, we have it all blended up. I used a stick blender and these are fun for kids. Just saying, but don't let them lift it up or it'll make a mess. You can use any kind of blender. You can use a hand mixer. I don't know if you can see my KitchenAid back there. You can use that. You can use just a regular blender. You can use all kinds of options, whatever works for you and your family and your kids. So we've got this all blended up. Now we're going to do the dry ingredients. We have cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and a pinch of salt that I've already put into this bowl. And then we have a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. Coconut flour is very dense, I guess is a good word. You do not use a lot of it because it absorbs water, and you'll notice, when you're cooking with coconut oil or coconut flour, you need a lot of eggs and a lot of liquid. So in this recipe, there's 4 eggs. I do a brownie with coconut flour and it calls for 8 eggs. You just need a lot of liquid when you're working with coconut flour. Almond flour you can do, if you're gonna convert a recipe, you can do almond flour, a cup for wheat flour, or gluten-free flour, but with coconut oil, coconut flour is always a 1/3. So once we get all this mixed up, make sure there's no lumps in here. This is our 4 ingredients, our coconut flour, our baking soda, baking powder, pinch of salt. We're gonna go ahead and put this in our banana mix. And then our last ingredient here is our teaspoon of vanilla. In there, and then we'll go ahead and mix that up. As soon as this is mixed up, then we will add about a 1/2 cup of nuts, depending on what kind of nuts your family likes. These are walnuts. If your family doesn't like nuts, it's totally optional. You can just leave them out. Okay, now that we have that all mixed up, you're going to want a spatula and definitely continue to add in or fold in the flours and the dry, scrape the sides, good. And as you'll remember, there's no sugar added. The bananas are plenty of sweet that you do not need any sugar. You can also do like a coconut sugar streusel on top, which is really good. I've done that with different banana muffins and stuff like that. So then we're gonna go ahead and dump we just cracked these, I mean just broke them up. They're not, you don't need to blend them or anything like that. You want the big chunks. If your kids don't like them, then maybe you do want to make them smaller and then they won't notice them, but they'll get the good nutrients from the walnuts. And then I love my flexible flex pans. You don't need to use paper with these. You just dump them in here and then you can pop them out and they make a great little muffin. And these are wonderful for breakfast or snacks. I even have minis. If I was to have my grandkids over, I would probably do minis. And that way they're not gonna waste a big muffin if they're not gonna eat it all. So happy cooking in the kitchen, get the kids involved. And remember, if you wanna follow us on YouTube, we'll share a link with that. We have a Facebook group that we do meal prepping and cooking with kids every week, and then we also do spices and sauces with Amy. So come join the fun.